What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another amazing episode of One-on-One with Michael Jonvier, powered by Control Magazine and The Boss Architect. I'm sitting right here with CW All-American Homecoming, y'all, because we got a spinoff star, Mitchell Edwards, y'all. You guys know him as Cam Watkins, and he is reprising that role in the spinoff. So we got some more stuff going on. We're about to dish it up and chop it up with him and talk about everything. First of all, can you please tell us what Cam's driving force is? I mean, I sense he wants to be the best, even better than Spencer.
Dog, so do what you gotta do and hurry up and get your ass back, all right?
Yo, Bill Belichick, get your spying ass off our field.
Yo, chill, man. I'm recording a video for Chris while I wait for my pops to finish up, all right?
Oh, well, in that case, hey, Chris Jackson, get your black ass back on our field.
See, even Cam misses you, dog.
No, I'm just saying. You better not be gone too long, because your new backup's got a cannon, bro.
What are you doing, man? You ain't gotta see all that.
Look, I'm just trying to light a fire under his ass. If Chris don't come back on his A game, he's getting replaced. This new kid Coach Corey brought in from Nevada ain't no joke.
You say from Nevada?
Mm-hmm. Wait, your pops didn't tell you about him? They super close, too. Maybe Chris ain't the only one about to be replaced.
But is there something deeper to him than that?
I think what I'd say from Cam, like his arc, I think his circumstances really drive him, right? He had that conversation with Spencer in season 1 of All-American where he said, you know, he's going so hard because he doesn't have a fairy godfather from Beverly Hills coming in to save him. So I think it's one of those things, right? When you know you're super talented, you know you have a lot of resources to make a life for yourself, but you don't have, you have a lot of internal resources, but you don't have a lot of external resources to help you get there. And I think even with Brinkston, you're going to see in the first episode, he says he's there because he got offered a really great scholarship, right? And he didn't get those same offers elsewhere. So I feel like for Cam, it's more about, you know, proving himself, but also overcoming the circumstances, his underprivilege.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Because I know when I first saw the character, like he comes off as angry. I was like, well, what is his backstory? So I'm excited to see him like grow in this spinoff. I feel like there's more room and more space for him to grow. What do you see his character going in the future?
Man, I mean, the future is now for him because it's college, right? So, you know, opening episode, he says college is about starting over. So, you know, Cam is very much aware that he has this reputation of being cocky or being a little bit difficult at times. And he says to Simone, because the two of them have that history of being from LA and she knows a little bit about him, he says to her, like, I'm here to start over, here to start anew. And so the character goes through a lot of new things, you know what I mean? There's a new relationship. He's typically just a hot boy, right? But this is a new relationship. This is new space for him. There's a new, potentially new, can't say too much about it, but a new avenue that he has to go down. You know what I mean? He has to find a different outlet for what he does. I mean, he still has football, but he has to find other things. So can't say too much about what those other things are, but I think Cam is determined to really redefine himself in this new season.
I think so too. I think that's important for like growth. I know a lot of times we talk about when it comes to spinoff, they try to make carbon copies of other characters that have been successful on the show and bring them to a spinoff, but that always backfires. If you want a spinoff to be successful, it has to have its own story. The characters have to have their own role and glow. And it's really good to see Cam becoming, not that he was ever just two-dimensional, but we get to learn more about him. The layers are getting peeled back.
Exactly.
Do you find like the more that Cam grows, does that challenge your acting skills in any way? Does it make you be like, oh my God, I got to study these lines even harder. I got to do this way or do that way?
Yeah, I feel like as an actor, I'm always seeking the opportunities to make it as fresh as possible, right? So when you play a character that's kind of like a caricature at times, you know what I mean? Like at times he's the cocky guy, the swaggy guy.
A little far from home, ain't you?
So the rumors are true. You transferred to Westlake.
Oh, my bad. Was I supposed to sit on the bench and play backup to Spencer James? The colors look good on me, don't they?
You abandoned your school when they needed you the most. That's low even for you, Cam.
Ain't that what you did? Twice, in fact.
Ain't the same.
No, you're right. I ain't dogged my old team on the way out.
When you start to peel back those layers and get into the three-dimensional aspects of the character, it becomes more about, okay, what do I really want to bring to this moment? And how do we actually express what the character is going through? And so, yeah, it's a challenge because now all of a sudden we're just taking the macho presentational character and we're digging more into it. And so I always find myself being like, okay, what color do I really want to, express this line or this particular scene with? Because I want to make sure that we're three-dimensional, just like you said. You want to have all the dynamics and colors for the character so that you can see him fun and swaggy, but you can also see what his emotional state is.
Outside of your own character, this is for both series, outside of your own character that you currently play, who would you say is your favorite character on the show?
Ooh. I love Olivia. To that character, and I also felt like she was the voice of reason that first season, right? So she was in the very first episode of the series, she was presented to us as like a broken character. She was this girl who just came back from rehab. She had a lot of redefining to do for herself. So her voice was kind of muted, and as far as her social status was a little diminished by that. So it was cool because she was kind of in the corner the whole time, but she was super observant and had something to say about everybody's storyline, and I always loved that.
Amazing. What would you say thus far has been your favorite scene in the film?
So anything with Netta, really. Me and Netta, who plays Keisha on the show, we got some great chemistry, man. That's my girl. I love Netta. We have this really cool scene where it's emotional for Cam, and she's there to support him. And I think it's really cool to see, I can't say too much about it because the emotions is rooted in something that's new for the show, you know what I mean? But don't want to give away the plot, but she's there for him. And I think it's really cool to see two young Black kids support each other. But one scene in particular, can't say what it is. It was really emotional for Cam, and she was really good there.
I think I really like, I would say personally for me, the thing I like the most about the show is the setting. It's at the HBCU. Mm-hmm. And as you and I both know right now, enrollment at HBCUs has kind of been on the decline with desegregation and then funding, some of them have even closed their doors. And so this kind of gives me a different world type of vibe. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense too? Like we're going on an HBCU campus and we're gonna see what an all Black experience looks like, the dynamics behind the background, not just on the field with the athletes, but the academics. What's going on with the professors and the teachers, the scandals and stuff, because there's so many moving parts to a university. Did you ever go to college yourself?
Yeah, I went to a PWI. I went to Carnegie Mellon in Pittsburgh. Okay. So I didn't have the HBCU experience, which makes this all the more cool because I get to, you know what I'm saying? Kind of get the time travel and imagine what it would have been like had I gotten to go to a HBCU.
Awesome, because especially when you put the stamp of homecoming on there, for those of you that don't know, who might be non-African American watching this program, HBCUs homecomings are lit. That's like the time of the year. Everybody, it's a party, it's festivals. Like if you're in a smaller town, like sometimes the whole cities will just come in just for the homecomings. And so for them to tag that on there just tells me it's just going to be a great time. When I think of it, I think of, when I would go to Morehouse's homecomings or when I would go down to Albany State or just anywhere. It's a good time. It's a really, really good time. So I'm really looking forward to this show. And perhaps it'll even discuss some of the social issues that go around surrounding attending the HBCU. Because we need that. It's still a relevant place. And so I would definitely appreciate the CW tackling that.
Of course.
But I do have to ask you this. The scenes that y'all do on there when y'all running and playing the game, I used to play a little football myself. Mm-hmm. What is y'all workout regimen like?
Well, it's cool, man. I mean, a lot of so on this show, there's baseball and there's tennis, obviously All-American, there's football. A lot of our background athletes are actual athletes. So they're like either semi-pro or ex-D1 players. So they bring a lot to the room, you know what I mean? They bring a lot to the field and they're all cool. So, in between, obviously there's a personal trainer for the show and there are sports trainers for each individual sport. And so everybody trains, for me, I did some football training. Jeffrey and Peyton have done tennis or baseball. And so we train, but then also when we're there on set, we have these athletes around us to really help make sure that we're doing the sport justice, you know what I mean? And everybody goes hard, bro. We don't want to do a show about a sport and not look like we know how to play the sport.
That's very important because the audience is gonna be able to tell. They'll be like, no, that ain't right. Yeah. Oh, this show, I'm not gonna watch this. They don't even know what the basis of what they're talking about. So the authenticity is really important. And you come off very authentic. Like
Thank you.
For me, until I just had a conversation with today, I was like, yo, am I gonna get him? Am I gonna get him? Like, what am I gonna get? You play that character very, very well. What would you say is your dream role though?
I think Cam is a dream role for me. You know, I can continue to build off of this and do some action stuff or like a superhero movie or something like that. That's a big dream, but I've always wanted to be an athlete, a young athlete, and really showcase that storyline because it's very important and very prevalent in our culture. You know what I mean? So many of us grew up playing football. You just said it yourself. You did it. You know what I mean? And that representation mattered. So I actually had to choose between football and acting when I got to high school, and I chose acting. So I always was hoping that I could play a football athlete. You know what I mean?
Right.
So this is the dream role for me, man.
Listen, I tell people all the time, we make plans, God makes plans. God is the better planner. And then look, he made it happen. Okay, well, you can do both. You can do both.
Exactly.
You're not exclusive. You can do both. I love that.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most for the rest of the year? Because I'm sure you have other projects going on. What's going on in the world of Mitchell Edwards?
Man, so I'm glad the show is here because we're almost done wrapping up filming it. And then I sing, man. So I do music. And so I'm in the studio right now trying to wrap up my project, my EP and or album, whatever the case may be. So I'm really excited to start putting my music out some point this year. That's the biggest thing for me. Mm-hmm.
If I asked you to drop just a few bars for us, would you be able to do that?
Yeah, let me see. What's a good song?
Anything you want.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think. I'm just gonna sing one of mine real quick.
Okay.
You know, it's all whenever you put on the spot, it's always like I can't even think. Well, you know what? Let's do Stevie. Isn't she lovely?
Thomas.
Isn't she wonderful? Isn't she precious? Only 1 minute. Oh. All right, that's what I got for you, brother.
No, that's dope. That's amazing right there. It's Valentine's Day though. Are you gonna be singing to anybody later on today? What's going on? Are we on the market or off the market?
That's the plan. Once we hop up out of here, I gotta slide over to WB, but eventually I'm gonna get to the Valentine's Day festivity.
That's the news. Listen, happy Valentine's Day.
Likewise, brother. You got the pink. I see you. You set up.
Pink works for the skin. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know that, but black men in pink.
Yes.
We work together. So I want to personally say thank you so much for talking with me today. It's been a pleasure getting to know you a little bit more, Mitchell, and I'm wishing nothing but the best for you. And I see that superhero situation for you. I want you to read some Black Panther comics. There's a character in there that looks just like you. I'm not gonna say who he is.
Okay.
Like who he is. I'm gonna pop him up inside of here. I'm not gonna say who he is. I'm gonna tag you in the video so you can see. But I think he'd be a really, really good character for you to like Marvel to be like, you're gonna get this to.
Oh, hey, listen, man, speak it. Call your people, let them know.
Listen, I have my people call your people. Congratulations on everything. Congratulations to the cast. You guys make sure you catch the cast of CW's All-American Homecoming. The show is lit. It's coming out amazing. It'll be out next week, actually, on Monday. So, we're about to do this. Whole new world.
I appreciate you having me, man. Thanks for talking.
Thank you. Have a great one.
You too, guy.
Homecoming. New series premieres Monday, February 21st. Free next day, only on the CW app.
Cool story, bro.